Well, no matter what team you support, it was pretty hard to ignore the spectacle that was the Sydney Derby last week. We were both there. It was incredible. Joining us now are two players from the red and black camp. Please welcome from the West Sydney Wanderers, it's Kwabena, Appiah and Yanni Perkatis. Boys, thanks for coming. Now it's Halloween, Yanni. I've heard from a few of your teammates that you're quite superstitious. Is this true?
Yeah, it is true, but...
Can you tell us some of the superstitions that you have?
That's one of my superstitions, I won't tell you, so... I won't tell you, sorry.
Kwabena, anything for you? I mean, we know a lot of football players obviously have that thing where they have to put on a particular boot as such, but do you have the same sort of thing?
Yeah, kind of. I have to put on my left sock before my right. If I realise that I put my right on first, I have to take everything off and then quickly return again.
Makes it awkward for everyone else in the dressing room.
Big time.
And then
taking
start
everything
again.
off, yeah.
Yanni, let's talk about football now. You were recently promoted from the Western Sydney Wanderers youth side, but coming out and playing in... I mean, I know as a fan in particular, coming out and seeing that. But 40,000 fans, you're coming out, packed out stadium, and they're singing and chanting behind you. You can see it now. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's a great honour. I mean, I've grown up in the Western Sydney community and the fans, it's kudos to them. They've done incredible in helping get the team where they are now. So, yeah, it's just a real honour to be playing for the club that represents that fan base.
And working under Tony Popovich as well, one of the most respected and upcoming coaches in Australian football as well. How has that been? Yeah,
you got it right. It's one of the upcoming coaches and, yeah, definitely well respected. But he's very strict, but it's great for a young player to experience that. And, yeah, I feel like I'm going down the right pathway.
Awesome. Hey, Kwabena, you are born to Ghanaian parents. You're born in New Zealand, but Ghanaian parents. Who would you represent nationally if the opportunity came up?
If all three offers came up, I'd obviously
all three?
All three?
If
Keep options open, there you go.
Relax, calm down. If all three options came up, I'd obviously have to take Australia. You know, I came here when I was 6, and you know, I've grown up here, so I've, you know, consider Australia home.
Kwabena, I have some of the fondest memories of when I first saw you coming out onto the pitch for the Wanderers last season and just seeing that skill and pace that you had on the ball, very technically gifted, but the speed and the rate at which you take to that ball is incredible. And what I mean by that is that at 14, you're actually an incredible runner as well, and you had to choose between football and athletics. Can you tell us how that came about?
I was just making nationals and state for athletics every year. Even though it was just, you know, a side hobby. I was just
you just say that like people do that normally. I was just at nationals.
And I guess it just came to a point in my life where I had to, you know, choose between one of the sports because I was, you know, school and stuff. So obviously took soccer, football.
Yeah, nice one.
How
how fast could you run the 100 metres, just quickly?
The last time I checked was, I think, 2 years ago. I did 10.6.
Oh, man!
Now, Yanni, obviously, we heard from the Adelaide boys. They said they're going to come out and fight tomorrow night against the Wanderers. But with their particular style of football, they're playing a very heavy possession-based game. How does the preparations come into play here? Are there obviously a different style or method of attack coming against a team like that?
Well, basically, we'll prepare the same that we always do and play our same game. So, yeah, we'll just look forward to the game, and we'll probably press them a lot harder. And yeah, just. We hope for the best and do what we can.
Now, we have footage of someone else who was at the game last week. A Western Sydney Wanderers fan, Silvio Roldan, was part of the Hyundai A-League We Are Football fan zone, which pitted him in the commentary box alongside a Sydney FC fan. And he certainly didn't hold back. Just check this out.
Shinji crosses it! Goal! Shinji crosses it from the free kick. He found the Rockets in. In the 11th minute, Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Sydney FC 0.
commentate a football match.
Absolutely.
That's how you commentate.
A fairly dominant performance across the board from all the Wanderers then. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Best of luck tomorrow. I know you guys will put on a show for all the fans who are heading out to the stadium to see the game. Don't forget, you can see the game on free-to-air from 7 p.m. on SBS2 and HD with our very own David Zrillich. Guys, give it up for Kwabena, Appiah and Yanni Perkatis. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Mate, how good was that Silvio, by the way? OK, we've heard from both camps now, so it's time to have a look at the big match in a bit more detail. A big feature of the Wanderers game is their pressing, and what they do very well is, as you can see in the derby, they make it very, very difficult for teams to play out. And they do it very, very well every single week, and that's how they score a lot of their goals. They win the ball back, and their first pass is predominantly forward and in good areas. And when you've got players like Ono, you can see here Sydney. Well, the Sydney were struggling. We're going to talk about them a bit later, but to play out, you don't do that to the Wanderers, because the Wanderers will absolutely kill you in those kind of areas. And you can just see they're always in good. And even when they get further up the park, and then the first ball is forward. Coming up against Adelaide. Now, what Adelaide like to do, and they do it, certainly do it better than Sydney, is play out from the back. We just spoke to a couple of the guys, and they're able to play these balls in and get forward. They do it much, much better. But coming up against the Wanderers, similar to how they played against Central Coast last week, Central Coast similar to the Wanderers in the extent that they can counter very quickly and do it effectively. So I think that's why they got caught last year. This year I saw them pre-season, both these teams playing, and it was the same scenario. Wanderers would sit back, they win it, and they break very quickly. And then when you've got someone like this in your team, I know the defending wasn't the best, but to do this touch and to finish like that, that is world class. Most players would have taken another touch and waited. He took it when the keeper wasn't expecting it and scored the goal. And again, the fans are amazing. They're returning to Wonderland next week. So, you know, everybody here, there's a lot of Wanderers supporters here, and they know that it's a fantastic atmosphere. So it's going to be pretty good. Back to you, Matt.
So coming up, Mac.
The big Mac.
You trying to do my nicknames thing?
I know,
Is
it
that what's
doesn't work
going
for me,
on,
does
Davo?
it?
Please, I hope not.
Hey, coming up,
for me.
SBS's A-League commentator David Bashir looks into the problems facing Sydney FC, and we talk to Victory's new coach, announced today, Kevin Muscat.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. This is Thursday FC.